I'm Karen Bossick. I'm here at Sun Valley Resort at the annual St. Alphonsus Ski and Trauma Conference. This conference has brought 450 ski patrollers, EMTs, firefighters, law enforcement officers from all over the United States to Sun Valley Resort for 3 days of intensive training in backcountry rescue, first aid, how to improvise splints when you don't have one with you, that type of thing. It's been a very valuable tool for many. I speak from personal experience, considering a friend of mine had a bad accident at the terrain park, and she had a very good outcome. She's skiing, she's hiking, she's biking again, all because of things that the ski patrollers at Sun Valley Resort learned from this conference. Let's go check some of it out.
My name is Dr. Richard Moore, longtime resident of Idaho, an orthopedic surgeon. I practiced in Boise, Idaho. And I'm delighted to be here talking about the Ski and Mountain Trauma Conference. So how things transpired is in 2006, a good friend of mine, a good friend of a lot of people in the valley, Teresa Ukari, had a very significant injury on Baldy. And so I was called and met her in the emergency room, had talked to the ski patrol, and ended up having a spinal injury. And through that, I got to witness how the trauma system coordinated and how it worked, all the way from the issues of the first responders through the initial visit at the hospital here in Wood River and transport to Boise. We helped arrange all of that. She ultimately had surgery. And it became immensely clear to me how absolutely important it is to have the first responders with their education at the highest level, to coordinate experiences from lots of different groups, ski patrol, EMS. Those people and how they respond to the initial accident have a great deal to do with getting the very best results. So it was in the aftermath of that very tragic accident that we ended up, myself and Lou Whitaker, one of the greatest mountain climbers that ever was. We were having dinner, and in discussion with Lou, the goal was to try to find something good to come out of something bad. And how the conference started was just over the discussion over dinner. I funded the original group that came. It was a small group, and the specific goal was just to provide education, communication, and get people talking about all the different tricks and experiences they've had through working with and as a first responder. So in 2000, this happened in the winter of 2006. The first conference was in November of 2006. So this is now the 14th year. What we've seen is a significant growth. It filled a need for not only continuing medical education, but also just the response from lots of different ski areas, ski patrol, EMS. We've had speakers from far away as Scotland. We've been in discussion with people in France, British Columbia. We've had just a tremendous amount of interest in this, and the response from the people who are here and get to visit with their counterparts in lots of different parts of the country, I think has been absolutely invaluable in taking the whole process of first responder to a next level. We've had discussions with regard to how to extend this to the community, how to protect ourselves as we go into the backwoods, how we go into areas without support, how to provide first aid, and how the whole process of emergency medical services work, not only on the ground, first responders, but how that continues through to the best result possible.
We need to take a break. We'll be right back.
Better food, better price, better service. Atkinson's Market, supporting local farmers since 1956.
I moved out to Idaho 4 years ago, so I met a lot of people and I really, really like it here. You know, if you don't have something like that that brings you into other people's lives, it takes a long time to get to know people.
Welcome back. We're here at St. Alphonsus Ski and Trauma Center at beautiful Sun Valley Resort.
So in this conference and in discussion, it led to a number of, I think, significant improvements. I was fortunate enough to be in a position to help support the local ski patrol. Instead of lifting patients onto sleds, got some scoop backboards, and I think that helped greatly with those types of injuries and spinal cord injuries. Also a backpack that helped with out-of-bounds recovery. Those kinds of things were important. But this conference extended to a great number of people in different scenarios. We had a group from Bear Lake and talk about their experience with regard to a tragic accident that occurred on Bear Lake and how they responded, how they related back to the specific things that they learned here at the conference. But the integration of different groups, EMS and first responders, these guys and gals have a lot of just tremendous common sense. It's not just all book learning. It's really common sense and how those people can share what they've learned based on their experience in responding to cases really on a daily basis throughout the West. It's just amazing, the exchange of ideas, the exchange of good common sense, tactics that clearly improve things for all of us.
My name's Brendan McDonough, former Grand Mountain hotshot, and in June of 2013, I was on a wildfire that unfortunately 19 of my brothers had perished. And what had happened after that was PTSD and depression and just things I couldn't comprehend, and alcohol addiction, and just really a lot to undertake and understand at 22, and the loss and the grief and trauma that came with really crippled my life. June 30th, 2013, my hotshot crew that I worked for, we reported to a wildfire in southern Arizona, and like any day, we were ready to fight fire and to put in some hard work. And through some unfortunate events and some shifts in weather, you know, my brothers were overran by that fire, and 19 of them were killed that day, June 30th, 2013. Through counseling with EMDR and working with a trauma counselor and finding my faith, I was able to work through my trauma and find a higher purpose in what I was doing in life, and able to be the father that I wanted to be. You know, what I hope to do by sharing my story is encourage others that it's okay to get help, and that they deserve the help, and that they're worth it, and that the things that they experience, and the things they witness that can scar us, can come healing out of that, and can come what we call post-traumatic growth. And I believe by doing that today at this conference that, you know, hopefully it'll inspire someone to reach out and get help and know that they are loved and cared for.
Hi, my name is Kim Nayland, and I am currently attending the Ski and Mountain Trauma Conference. And because I am a direct beneficiary of this trauma conference, I feel we are so lucky to have this conference. And I had a very serious injury, and my spinal cord was bruised. I had a head bleed, and the quality of EMS, first responder care that I got, they got me into the ER within the golden hour and into a level 2 trauma center within 3 hours. And if it hadn't been for, I think, the training and the hands-on workshops that they get at this trauma conference, I don't think my outcome would have been as positive as it is now. I might be in a wheelchair instead of sitting here on this bench. So I just really hope that everyone here recognizes how lucky we are to have the quality of EMS services that we have here, because we live in a remote location. We have a population that's aging. We have a lot of outdoor backcountry enthusiasts, both in the summer and the winter, and that's growing. And then who knows what the introduction of the Epic Pass is going to do with more skiers on Baldy. And the reason I'm going to this conference is because I had such a positive outcome from my accident, and I enjoy a life today that I had before the accident. I wanted to give back. I wanted to be as prepared in the backcountry when somebody's injured as the ski patrol were when I was injured on Baldy. And I got my Wilderness First Responder certification last April, and then I went to this conference to keep those skills current and practiced. Because as what we learned in the conferences, it isn't the advanced skills that you know, it's the foundation, the basic life-saving skills that save lives.
I hope you picked up a few tips for yourself. Thank you for joining us. I'm Karen Bossick with Eye on Sun Valley. Until next time, I'm keeping my eye on Sun Valley for you.